Coming up on this episode of In4LO.
They've been on my back all day.
Put your locker on.
You are not the boss here. Jesus Christ. I'm done.
This episode of In4LO is sponsored by Jeep Performance Inc., offering high-quality off-road performance upgrades and repairs for all vehicles. www.jeepperformanceinc.com.
It's 10:45 a.m. and already the In4LO crew is behind schedule as they get ready to run Marble Canyon. Today, Pucker Peggy is the leader, and this will be her first time ever leading a trail this difficult.
Thanks, everybody, for coming. You know, this is my first time leading a hard run.
I just found out Peggy's leading, so it should be an interesting day because I know she hasn't really led trails or know much about spotting.
Any trail leader needs to be active.
She tends to be lazy and sit in her Jeep a little bit.
A good trail leader is going to be in and out of the Jeep constantly.
I'll probably end up having somebody else spot me.
I think we're going to have a rough, irritable day.
I don't trust her at all.
Everybody ready? Let's go.
Marble Canyon is a difficult trail that consists mostly of soft sand and a lot of rocks. The trail gets its name because the rocks are smooth and round and tend to move like marbles when going over them. The trail is less than 1 mile long and usually only takes about 1 hour to complete.
So we were hardly even on the trail and Holly got stuck.
I was, of course, the one to get stuck on the first obstacle and had to get my very first tug ever out.
I think you turtled.
Leave it to me to get stuck on the first obstacle. I should have probably swung around wider to get around, but I wasn't told that. I blame Sean for that. It wasn't my driving, it was his spotting.
Holly's got this big rock stuck underneath her axle here, so we're gonna have Marianne bring out a winch line and give her a little tug back real quick.
And so we had to strap her up to my Jeep and pull her backwards.
The guys are being losers and they don't have enough muscles to get the shackle undone. So I'm sitting here waiting, holding up the line because of bad spotting and no muscles. So Muscle Mark is back there fixing the problem right now.
All right. Ready, Holly? Put it there.
Yeah, she's got a really nice built-up Jeep, but still has to learn how to drive it.
Today, Sean's wife Nanette is driving his Jeep, and because she's never driven a trail this difficult, Sean isn't letting anyone else spot her.
Ow. Left or right or straight?
So far, Nanette is doing well, but even she is beginning to question Sean's spotting skills.
I'm going, driver.
Straighten it out. Go past it.
He's spotting her the best that he can, because every time Nanette hits a rock, Sean feels it more than she does.
I'm stuck. Pretty slow going.
You know, we're going kind of slow. Peggy's taking her time.
Peggy's not even spotting. I don't know what she's doing up there. It's pretty slow and she hasn't even got out of her Jeep yet.
When you volunteer to lead a trail, you're supposed to be out being helpful and spotting everybody.
Peggy, we got a couple Jeeps back here that need a spot.
Well, I don't know what your problem is, but I'm moving just fine.
She seemed like she needed more help than she was able to give help.
Peggy finally gets out of her Jeep to help with spotting. But now she's confusing the drivers by using a complex series of mysterious hand gestures that only she can understand.
Come up on a rock on this tire. She's sliding that way and I want her more that way. Passenger!
These spotters today are not doing a very good job.
Well, we had it almost and she just can't get over this big rock. She's just not listening to what I'm telling her to do. No capabilities of following instructions.
I was up on a poser rock, I wanted to take a couple photos.
He was out there showing off.
As I went forward, I got high centered, ended up getting pretty sideways, had to call for help. You want to come give me a hand?
Oh, he's stuck.
I don't know if I like this. It got pretty tippy.
A little more. All right, stop.
Good old Jeff, you can always count on him to cling onto the side of your Jeep, keep you from flopping over.
Oh shit, that was close.
You know you're high centered, we can split a 3-foot rock in half. I don't know how I did that.
I'm gonna let her drive this section.
The group is moving so slowly that Wreck-It Ray is going to let his 3-year-old daughter drive for a while.
She drives better than Peggy.
Thank God it's not Sean spotting me.
There's only one worse spotter than Peggy, and that's Sean, because he'll put you right on top of the big rock every time.
Sean is the only one worse than Peggy in spotting. Sean at Calico, he took me down that canyon and took out my whole mirror. I'm not letting Sean spot me ever again. I just don't trust that guy anymore at all.
Even though he's supposed to stay behind the camera, Randy has got the Notarubicon stuck and brings the entire run to a halt.
Randy's rolled a big rock right here. It's about a small Volkswagen-sized rock, kind of impeding progress forward and backward.
Normally I'm supposed to be behind the camera, not on the camera, but this trail is kind of rough, and I was going up to get over some rocks, and I rolled off and kind of landed on a big rock right on my drive shaft. So now every time I move, that drive shaft is spinning on that rock.
We'll get some rocks stacked up, elevate his Jeep a little bit, and get him to drive right off of it.
After a little road building, Randy is able to get the Notarubicon out of the way and get back behind the camera where he belongs. Ironman Ed decides to take an even harder line around where the Notarubicon got stuck, and as usual, makes it look easy. After watching how easily Ironman Ed made it look, Klinger decides to give it a try and quickly realizes it's not quite as easy as Ed made it look.
Hit the top a little bit, but that's a casualty of war right there. That was fun.
Muscle Mark tries to take the same line as Klinger and Ironman Ed and has an even tougher time. It takes some help from the road building crew and a lot of flexing, but he finally makes it through.
Nice slide off it. There we go.
After more than 3 hours on the trail, the In4LO crew is falling further behind schedule, and their patience is wearing thin.
We're probably 3 hours into our run today and probably a quarter of the way through the trail.
We're running at about a quarter of the speed that we normally run this trail.
Peggy's definitely not a fast mover.
We're moving too slow. It's taking too damn long.
It's been a long day. She doesn't move too quick.
She's got to really get this thing going.
She's absentee spotter. When she does step up, it just doesn't work. Come on, Peggy. What's going on with this? Peggy, we need some management here.
Princess Peggy hasn't gotten out of her Jeep too many times.
She would stay up in the front and she wouldn't come back and help the rest of us.
I'm like 4th or 5th and I still haven't seen her.
For a trail leader, she sure wasn't taking care of the back end very much.
Get out. Peggy never got out today.
Nice to Peggy. Come on, guys.
Man, I hope Peggy doesn't have a nervous breakdown.
At the end of the trail, I gave up. I didn't want to lead anymore. I couldn't do any more drama. They were just giving me such a hard time. I'm leading this run. And I was getting tired and it was getting dark. You are not the boss here. They've been on my butt all day, talking shit, honking their horn, trying to make me lose my concentration. I was just done. You know what? I just don't want to lead anymore. I'm tired of them talking shit. I just want to follow somebody else, get through the trail so I can go home. I'm done.
The two big rocks down there at the end are going to be really challenging.
Tired, frustrated, and with Peggy now refusing to lead, the group has one last obstacle to get over before hitting the fire road back to the highway. Two large boulders right in the middle of the trail. The two large boulders proved to be less of a challenge than anyone feared, and it now looks like they'll be able to make up for some lost time.
Oh, you messed it up.
I went too far. I could have had a cool day. Am I teetering?
Even though everyone makes it over the boulders with relative ease, Sean somehow high centers Mary Ann with his spotting.
I don't know whether we should blame that on Sean or not. That was a good job, Sean.
I just got high center because I'm trying a harder line this time, and I was totally turtled.
So Sean's he's putting a strap around a rock, and then he's going to hook up a D-ring and hook it up to Mary Ann's winch line, and she's going to self-recover herself and pull it forward.
I got a boy Klinger tugging me out of this. I'm going to recover myself.
While Sean is getting Mary Ann's strap ready, Klinger comes up with a better idea and pushes Mary Ann's Jeep off the rocks.
He just totally saved Mary Ann from having to use her winch or strap.
Thank you, damn it.
Superman saved the day.
I'm never going to hear the end of this.
It was a great day, but as you can see, it's getting a little dark, a little cold, and glad to be heading home and getting ready to air up and head home for the day.
With the exception of all the drama from everybody, I thought it went pretty well.
There was a lot of crunching and slamming of metal and banging of frames and bumpers and wheels rubbing.
A lot of banging and slamming.
It was a very noisy day.
Crash, bang, all over the place.
All in all, it was fun, so it was worth it.
Even though I quit leading the trail tonight, I had a good day. I will lead another trail. I'll just get a little more practice on the harder trails before I try and do another hard one. I'm falling and I can't get up.
Hello everybody at home. Hope you have a good time watching the show. Anybody need any assistance?
You're as slow as you are old. Oh! He told me to say that.
I don't need no stinking spotter. Watch me get hung up now.
But she's doing pretty good. No, she isn't. She's not doing good.
Oh God, that hurt.
Doing upskirt.
Ready?
We just need to hurry up because Peggy's old and she can't see at night.
She's not wearing her life alert?
Double it.
What are we having for dinner?
We got to get the hell off the trail because there's bears and vicious animals out here that could attack us.
Just like on the first obstacle. I think what was that?
All right, that's it.
Hello? And you better not make it look like I'm strapped. My pants are full. I can't do it and keep a straight face.
I'm spotting.
Okay, I don't want to break your concentration.
Now up.
Klinger saved the day.
Did you guys get that on video?
Hi, Chevy.
Actually, you don't hurt yourself!
Get him, Peggy!
Oh, shit!